Well, with Pendragon, we have next week we have some concerts, and then straight after the concerts we start to record the album. The drummer goes into the studio, and we are going to have the album out by the middle of September for the beginning of our tour. So the first thing we're going to do is sell the album on the tour, right the way through September, October, and then after that it'll go out to distributors and go into the shops, because we're trying to beat piracy. And obviously if we start promoting the album 2 or 3 months before it comes, you know, before the release, then it'll be on the internet, everyone will be downloading it. So we're trying to maybe maximize the money first, and then, you know, then everyone can bootleg it. Arena are supposed to be writing a new album. I'm supposed to be writing a new album, but I've got some bits and pieces, but it hasn't quite got going yet. I'm still recovering from the Camera experience. That was 3 years of writing and recording, and we've just released the rock opera on DVD and CD, so that's out now, and I'm still negotiating in some other countries to see if it's possible to put the show on a more kind of complete theatrical version of the show. So that will be interesting. Just back from South America, we've just been meeting people out there who hopefully will sponsor the project, and it looks very hopeful that there's going to be a series of shows in South America in theatres, which, because I always, my dream was to do a full theatrical version of this She rock opera, so we shall see. I think it's a great idea. I mean, it was exciting to come to Lithuania last year, and that was the first Baltic Prog Fest, so I thought it was a good idea to come and do the second one and see how it develops. So I'm coming over with Nick Barrett, and we're just going to do an acoustic hour, play some songs from various bands that we're involved with, like Pendragon, Arena, Shadowland, whatever, and then maybe next year we can get Pendragon, I can come again. When you start something like this, there's a lot of lessons to be learnt, and the first few years I think it's a question of developing and finding out from mistakes, and, you know, to improve. But I think if this year, you know, you get more people and the whole thing grows a little bit each year, then I think in a few years' time it'll be something that people put in their diary. You know, okay, it's Baltic Prog Festival, I go to that. Because there are, you know, there's one in America, or a couple in America, people often go to, like Rosfest, Nearfest, and the Baja thing in Mexico, and those have become quite established. So people kind of have it in their diary, okay, well I'm going to that one, I think maybe this as well, so that'll be good. Well, it's unusual for these progressive rock festivals to be outdoors. Most of the ones I've done have been indoors in theatres, and you know, they last 2 or 3 days, well 2 days usually, and you have a small collection of bands. So outside is quite unusual. Obviously you have to hope that it doesn't rain like it did last year. I think all around the world there are fans of this kind of music. The difficulty is that it's not popular in the sense of, you know, like pop music or something like that. It's underground. You have to find the fans and draw them in. It's not like you can get on the television and make everyone unified by knowing that, or even the big radio stations. It takes a lot more effort to bring these people together, but I think this genre of music has always had a following, and it probably always will. I think it's a mistake to imagine that everybody loves music. People always assume that everybody in the world loves music, and these people like jazz, and these people like progressive rock, and they like heavy metal. I think a lot of people on the street, if you really knew them, they don't really love music at all. They associate, go to a club and they hear music and they associate the music, but they don't listen to it, it just exists. So when you take away all those people, there's a lot less people who actually listen to music. And proportionally, progressive rock has a lot of listeners. So actually, it's actually bigger than you think, proportionally. If you do a diagram, it looks good. If you count the number of people, maybe not. Come to the festival, give it a try, experience what these bands are going to do, and you know, enjoy the music. And then hopefully next year there'll be more people again. So you know, that's a question of developing something like this, and that's what we're here to try and do, get people to listen.